Geraldo's been batting 1,000 this year, and there was a debate on race and politics. So Geraldo needed to be part of it. I don't know why. Oy, this stuff's about to burst into flames. I have no
A
doubt.
little patience, a little hard work, determination.
By the way, St. Louis mayor-elect pledges more social workers. So she's saying she's going to expand. She's not defunding the police, but she doesn't want to add social workers to deal with certain kinds of situations.
And the understanding that decades of problems will not be solved within days of solutions.
So that is St. Louis's newly elected first black female mayor on Tuesday of this week.
Why do you have to say black? Seriously. Hammer, seriously. Just say black. Don't black. It just sounds like you're mad.
Her name is Fashara Jones. She's a Democrat. She campaigned on increasing the number of social workers in her city instead of police officers.
So she's not increasing police officers. Did she campaign on cutting the number of police officers? No. Did she want to increase the number of social workers for mental health circumstances so they... That was one of her things. Is that all she ran on?
This despite the city's alarming murder rate this year on track to be even worse than the previous 3.
That's weird. I mean, I don't know what the number was in 2017, and you could argue overlap with the year before and that, but so the murder rate in St. Louis went up every year Trump was in office? What did he do? Did they just dump guns on St. Louis? Was this part of a purge they were trying to help with?
Want to bring in Fox News correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera, Leo Terrell, civil rights attorney and Fox News contributor. Gentlemen, good day to both of you. We thought this topic was perfect for you, gentlemen.
Wait. What's his name?
Want to bring in Fox News correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera, Leo Terrell.
Fox News, Laura Geraldo Rivera? You mean Geraldo Rivera?
Worse than the previous 3. Want to bring in Fox News correspondent at large, Geraldo Rivera, Leo Terrell.
Oh, at large, Geraldo Rivera. Jesus Christ.
Civil rights attorney and Fox.
Yeah, I understand. I'm pausing too. My name is Jeff. All right, why are you not playing? Piece of go video. Go video. Why you're not playing? What's happening? Just play all right. Must be getting overplayed. Okay, pause and reload the page. Clearly, things are rough. Oh, I know. There's a crossword puzzle. Okay, here it is. Let's see if this plays again.
A little patience, a little hard work, determination.
As you do.
And the
So that is St. Louis's newly elected first black female mayor.
Black?
On Tuesday of this week. Her name is Fashara Jones. She's a Democrat. She campaigned on increasing the number of social workers in her city instead of police officers.
Maybe they think they have enough. They're just not cutting any police officers?
This despite the city's alarming murder rate this year on track to be even.
I'm sorry. Are all murders, Bill, are all murders carried out by sane people? Are all interventions dealing with murders that may happen in the future entirely based on beat cops just being nearby and keeping completely sane murders from acting out, or social workers reaching out to people who are on the edge or dealing with family issues where somebody might explode? Like if somebody calls, they're afraid to call the police because their relative is having a mental health episode, and it might be, say there's 3 mental health episodes before this person blows their stack, right? But they're afraid to call as this escalates because they don't want to call 911 on their relative because they're afraid they'll get killed because they're spun. And by the time they finally get around to it and it's that bad, the person does end up getting killed. And that point scares everybody else about calling 911 about somebody who's obviously freaking out. Whereas if you have one of the lower rung ones, you go, he's not freaking out. He's fighting with everybody, but he's not holding a knife or a gun. We think he's getting violent or whatever, but we need some help. It's not quite at 911. We'll just let it slide. and then it escalates because there's no intervention. But if you have social workers and you go, I call 911 and he's having a mental health episode, he's not armed, but we need some help, and he thinks he's hearing voices and yada yada, and we need help. And we don't want to call, right, if that doesn't exist, they're just going to call 911 after it has already reached a point where the person is violent.
Even worse than the previous 3. Want to bring in Fox News correspondent at large.
I'm sorry, but in Bill's defense, he's not looking for solutions.
Geraldo Rivera, Leo Terrell, civil rights attorney and Fox News contributor. Gentlemen, good day to both of you. We thought this topic was perfect for you, gentlemen.
Yeah, you guys seem great about it. Yes.
So she's going to try something here, Geraldo. More social workers, not police officers. What do you think of it?
Well, you need love. You need kindness. You can always use more compassion. The problem in St. Louis, as it is here in Cleveland and many of the other top 10 murder
What the fuck is he doing in Cleveland?
cities, is the drugs, the gangs, the urban violence, the black-on-black civil war that's been going on that no one talks about.
The black-on-black civil war that's been going on. Yeah. The weird part is that one side in the black civil war, I don't know if you know this, it wants to tear down the statues of Reggie E. Lee, and there's a lot of pushback.
Black Lives Matter only being focused on black lives when cops take them. It's a bad situation. I wish her the best. She seems very idealistic. It's unrealistic, I think, in many regards. The fractures too deep, the problems too tough, too many.
Yeah. Again, you got 200 some odd murders happening in St. Louis a year. The ones that she's going to be concerned with are not going to be the clean shoots the cops do or inter gang fighting. That's not that will be handled by law enforcement. They have cops that can deal with that. As a matter of fact, those cops should be handling that part of it, and they should not be going on mental health calls that can be handled with a deputy and 2 social workers. It actually lets the cops free up their time and their circumstance to go fight the actual shit.
Too many guns out there, too many bitter feelings, too many drugs.
That's what it is. Basically, and Geraldo would know, he's walked around these neighborhoods with an acoustic guitar singing the feelings of everyone he meets.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I think Leo agrees. That would be my guess, having not spoken to you.
I think he agrees, having not spoken to you. What a weird way to start an interview.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I'm disappointed. I thought we would have total agreement with this, with Geraldo. This whole idea of cutting back police officers and increasing social workers is a...
That's not what she ran on. She ran on increasing the social workers, not cutting back the police.
failure. Let me give you some evidence. Portland, Seattle, Chicago, my city, Los Angeles, New York City. Show me where cutting down police officers.
Yeah, she's not cutting down police officers.
And increasing social workers is going to help reduce crime in these democratic cities.
Yeah, and crime in Los Angeles has gone down. There were spikes during the Trump years, but statistically they only became noticeable because of how low crime had actually gotten.
Be very clear.
Crime.
This mayor said, I listened to her speech. She said people resort to crime because they have no hope. That, I don't even know what that means.
It means what she says it means. They don't have an outlet. They don't have, it's why you have gang interventions. It's why you have after school programs, all of that stuff. Those are all social solutions before the person just gets to the murder point where police have to intervene and they die.
The bottom line is this. You want to give them hope? Give them quality education.
Why? She's not defunding the police. She's funding social security and social services.
Stop forcing them into these public schools. Education.
Stop forcing. That's what it is. Public schools.
To the key to the poverty cycle. That's the way you break it. But Geraldo, give me a break. All the evidence on Fox News, all this crime is going on in democratic cities where they basically...
you mean where all the people are?
Give the keys to the city to the criminals.
Leo, I'm agreeing with you, bud. I'm agreeing with you. You can't bring a social worker to a gunfight. I agree with you. But there's always room for kindness and compassion, and these families are shattered. Let's try to rebuild the families. I'm all for that. I just think you have to be realistic about what's going on here.
Hold that thought, Leo.
Memphis, Birmingham, Baltimore, St. Louis, Kansas City, Cleveland, Little Rock, Milwaukee, all Democratic-run cities, predominantly black. I mean, those are the top murder cities in the country.
Here's what we got.
What's going on.
Geraldo, Chicago.
Yeah, I'm hip.
Chicago crime stats up 55% in 2020.
Chicago crime stats up 55% in 2020. Who was president then? From 2019. 2021, already up 33% versus the same time period last year before lockdown. The 55% came after, but we'll work with it.
Homicides, wow, 769. Oakland, similar numbers here. Look at the percentages for 2021, 183%. Austin,
34 to 102. Folks. Okay. Surrounding areas being what they are, there are 425,097 people, obviously plus or minus a couple of people, that live in Oakland, specifically in Oakland, California. Of course, in the nearby area, there's 874,961 live in San Francisco, and Sacramento's 500,000. These are overlapping communities, right? This is okay. So in essence, we're talking about 2 million people. In 2 million people, in 2020, there were 102 homicides, and this year there's 34 so far. In 2 million people. 2 million people. 2 million people. And not all of them are locals. You know what I mean? Like some of them, murders happen at truck stops, and murders happen, in vehicles passing through. Some murders are local, some are contract killings, some are gang fights, some are interpersonal murders. This is... You got 2 million people interacting a year, all different people. New people coming in all the time, people coming through. 102. All right.
Austin, Texas, numbers are up there. 42% a year ago. Through February, they're up 10.
Look at the percentages. The percentage is almost the number itself in this case.
Percent versus
that's the capital city.
Same time last year. Here's what I find interesting.
What do you find interesting, Bill?
About what's happening in St. Louis. You have 48% white, 45% black. And the newly elected mayor, we wish her the very best of luck with her policy.
But what a shame with the whole blackness.
Leo, here's the question. She said, I appreciate the role of white allies in this movement of progress. I don't believe that they have the lived experience to lead a majority-minority city. Okay, so she said that. This will be an interesting social experience or perhaps even an experiment.
That is the most insulting, racist comment. You know what she's saying? She's saying, because you're white, you don't understand what we as black people go through regarding crime. That makes the assumption then that Joe Biden doesn't know.
Sorry, but white St. Louis constituents do not have the same experience as the vast majority of black St. Louis constituents, especially in Ferguson and the outlying areas. Come on.
Say that she is basically...
By the way, whether or not you have the life experience and whether that life experience can actually inform you in a way that makes you come up with the best solutions, because some people with scars don't come up with any new solutions, and people who have some distance from it might actually have some good ones. That's not indicative. But the idea that she's not right about what she's saying in terms of experience is obvious.
Basically in a better position because she's black is insulting, is racist, and it makes no sense.
It's not that she's in a better position, it's that she has something she can bring to the table that's unique.
Whatever. I reject that argument.
Hey, Leo,
that you
when
have
was
to
the
be
last time you were in the ghetto?
Ouch! What?
Wait a second.
What? How
But she's
dare
saying
you
that you
say
don't-
that, sir? I was born.
She was-
I lived right near the Coliseum. That's where I was
I'm
born.
from
at,
Avenue
okay?
C, dude.
Next to
I'm
the
from
Coliseum.
Avenue
How
C.
dare you?
Wahid! What? Bam! No gang signs, guys.
You say that.
That
you know
knowledge
nothing
that
about
I
me.
have
You-
is helpful.
How dare you say that?
That knowledge I have is helpful.
Insulting.
That knowledge that I have from my
Insulting.
background
What
is
are you
helpful.
trying to
But,
draw?
Geraldo,
are
do you
trying to
think-
imply
Let her
something?
let her try. Let her try.
What are you trying to
let her
imply?
try to
How
let
dare
her
How dare you imply that lived experience may actually inform that's unique to a circumstance, may bring a different viewpoint that may not have been thought of before? What an absurd concept.
try a
How dare you
kinder
say
approach.
that?
Maybe
You know,
it'll
Bill,
work.
You know what
we certainly
You
haven't.
know what Bill just accused me
stop
of?
with the daring.
Bill Hemmer just accused Bill. You know what Geraldo accused me of? He accused me of living in a particular area that I don't understand. How dare you? I've been a civil rights attorney for 30 years. I have fought against
All right,
discrimination for 30 years.
Yeah, but you're a civil rights attorney. You're representing people who've been through it, and that's a lovely thing. But you obviously are making money off of the struggle in a way that the people who are experiencing the struggle don't. You know what I mean? It's like saying, how dare you tell me I don't understand what it feels like to have whiplash and a broken pelvis? I've been a personal injury lawyer for years.
Okay,
Check your eyes
gentlemen.
around.
Jesus
How
on
dare
earth.
you? How dare you?
Listen,
You're fabulous,
I love you
Leo.
both.
How dare you?
Guys, hey, we started.
This is too much. You're starting to. You can't talk like this, otherwise I'm gonna get. This will be a viral
Out in a
video.
moment
dare
of peace.
How dare! These guys are great. I'm sorry I don't watch more Fox. I didn't realize. Is it wrestling all the time? When did they put on the masks? And all right.